Man, I don't know why when I hear that music and then when I see that, I'm kind of hyping myself out. I'm like, man, that's pretty good. I actually enjoyed that intro, the music, and I'm mixing it with the Bigfoot sounds. That's awesome. Well, man, guys, I got to tell you guys, I'm actually happy. I was telling Bigfoot earlier that I've had a lot of stuff I had to do today, and sometimes being on air is just like freedom in a lot of ways. It's like, this is my home. You feel more relaxed. And tonight, guys, it is more relaxed. This tonight is basically horror talk. What scares you? What certain movie genres that scares you, or what kind of creatures in life that scares you? What certain things that actually scare you? Because when you think about movies, you and I both love movies, and my daughter, who's 14, who grew up with horror movies with me, we'll both sit there and we'll watch these movies. You saw Candyman. You said you just saw Candyman. For example, last Friday, I went to the movies, my wife and daughter. I took her to see Candyman. And I asked her, I go, so what'd you think of Candyman? Because she never saw the original. And she goes, she actually liked it. It goes, wasn't scary, but I liked it. And it's made me think, like, she's right. I mean, if anybody hasn't seen Candyman, who's coming in or watching this later, basic truth of Candyman is if you like the 1992... No, was it 1992? I can't remember what year.
92 or 93, because that was right when
I think it was 1992.
Came out too.
If you like the 1992 Candyman, you're going to like this Candyman. If you kind of not like Candyman in 1992, maybe it's not going to be the movie for you, because it has the same beats. It has that. It's not really, in my opinion, scary, because a lot of the blood parts, you don't really get to see the kills. There's like a bathroom stall in the way, you see blood coming down, or sometimes you see the creature, not the creature, you see the Candyman behind somebody cutting them up, not like jumping out from anywhere. But the story, the folklore was really cool in it, and if you guys haven't seen Candyman yet, they kind of actually go back a little bit of the origin a little bit more. So in a lot of ways, and Candyman is a direct sequel to the 1992. You don't have to see it. They explained it pretty well, but I recommend, if you haven't seen it, and if you do want to see part 2, you should watch the original Candyman. Not Candyman 2, 3, or 4. This is a direct sequel just to the first one. But it was good. It was like I said, if you like the first one, you're going to like this one. So, I recommend it,
I liked it a lot.
It's going to be hard now, right? Because, this Friday you have, I'm taking the whole family, all my kids, this Friday to see Shang-Chi. Now there's going to be some real competition at the theaters now, and Shang-Chi, I'm probably saying it wrong. When I saw the trailers of it, the trailers to me did not look good to me. I mean, I got to be honest. It did not look good to me. It just looks like another typical Marvel movie. Just, okay. But I'm hearing from people who've seen it saying it's incredible. I'm like, okay. People are saying they're shocked because all these people who are saying it's incredible said the same thing I was saying, that the trailers are like, but everybody's seeing it, saying they're loving it. So
I'm pumped to see Abomination, because Abomination's going to be in Shang-Chi, and that's definitely one of the cooler Marvel characters. But yeah, I haven't watched much of the trailer. Whenever I know I'm definitely going to see a movie, I can just get a few tastes of it. I don't want to get it spoiled. That's what I did with the Candyman trailer. I saw all the Spider-Man trailer because I'm really excited for that. But yeah, Candyman was exactly what I'm looking for in a movie. It's trippy, mysterious, urban legends, a lot of good storytelling. Mm-hmm. It went back in time. Oh, man, it was awesome. But, I watched the first one and then the second one, the New Orleans one, just recently, just to freshen up on all the lore. And then I was going to watch the third one, and that's it, back in L.A., Day of the Dead. But it's horribly rated, and
and you don't need to, because this is a direct sequel just for the first one. The other two don't exist. Yep. That's the new thing of Hollywood, guys. That hey, let's cut out all the sequels and we'll just do a direct from this one. But the thing is, they need to start telling people, because Remember, I on Instagram, I'm like, dude, did you know this is a direct sequel to the first one? I go, I never knew that.
Yeah.
And they should tell people, because after that, I rewatched the first one before I saw this to get my memories back on it. That's why you tell people. And you're right, the Spider-Man trailer, there's more to that trailer than what we're getting, because it's a teaser. They call it a teaser because it is a teaser, because there's no way, if you're basing the movie off the Spider-Man trailer, there is no way Doctor Strange is going to do a spell like he never done before, and there's a chance to cause chaos when he saw his buddy decides to take off because of it. There's something else that they're not showing, another cut, because I just can't see him, after all the battles they did, Doctor Strange is going to do a stupid spell, trying to help him out, and fucks everything up. There's something more to it. There's something he knows how to do. And there's something on the outside that's causing an interference, is fucking it up on purpose.
Maybe it's a different version of Steven,
It could be. Because there's got to be something more, because I just don't see Doctor Strange taking a chance something on like that's going to mess up timelines. I just can't see. So there's Foggy, who's in charge of Marvel, he's a genius of misdirect. See, Marvel's is about misdirect. And I can't remember. I think it was one of the Avengers. I can't remember if it was not Endgame, the one before that, Infinity War, where there was a scene they created where they show the Hulk running with everybody doing the big battle. But then when you watch the movie, it wasn't the Hulk. He was actually in that Iron Man Hulk outfit. Yeah. And he admitted that he did a misdirect on purpose, so people don't think, I don't know. That's I don't really get the misdirect, because I wanted to see the Hulk instead of the Iron Man suit. But that's me. Because the one thing everybody knows this about me. The number one thing I never liked, the Tom Holland Spider-Man, that this is just my opinion. I never liked the Iron Man Spider-Man outfit. That's just me. I never liked it. Mm-hmm. I just think that I like Spider-Man because Spider-Man's a kid. He's learning. Putting him in an Iron Man suit is just basically, he's just Iron Man. And he didn't need that. Now, I know storyline and all that, but I like Spider-Man without that suit, because I like the character. I don't want an Iron Man Spidey. I just don't.
Yeah, Spidey didn't have to go to space. He didn't have to.
Now I understand the space part. To say that's how he survived to get on the ship. I can take that, but I didn't think they needed it in that movie in Washington D.C. But that's everybody has different opinions.
I'm pumped for Shang-Chi. It's going to be super exciting. I'm not going to spend any money for theaters or anything. I'll probably watch it, home when an HD copy, comes out. But I'm really excited. What's any other movies coming out this Friday?
I'll tell you right now. See, my son never really goes to the movies, but he's 16 and he's a big Dungeons and Dragons player and all that, and he's into it. And it's like I was able to get him out. Like, all right. Let me see here. Theaters. Let me see. Let's pretend I'm going to the big theater here. Let me put on Friday. That's what I usually do. I always put it on Friday, see what's coming out, because sometimes I don't even know what's coming out.
Right.
Candyman is still there. Free Guy's still there. Some movie called Paw Patrol is there. Jungle Cruise. Don't Breathe. Respect. That's that musical. Aretha Franklin. Suicide Squad. The Protege. Oh, that's like that.
The Protege.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that this morning.
Which the ending was stupid. Black Widow's still out there, and Shang-Chi. So basically, just Shang-Chi, really.
Yeah, I see that September 10th. So next weekend, Malignant is coming out. Your boy James Wan That's going to be a pretty good one. I'm really excited. Madison is paralyzed by shocking visions of grisly murders, and her torment worsens as she discovers as these waking dreams are in fact terrifying realities. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, that's September 10th, unless they decide to move it, because they're moving a lot of movies again. You know, they just moved Venom, I think, again, where it was supposed to come out this month. They moved it. So, you know, it all depends on the Delta whatever virus. And so some movies are being moved, but we see how it goes.
Yeah, that's sad because, you know, movies get people out and about, and then especially with the streaming services, I don't think there should be any delays. A movie called Bad Candy is coming out with Corey Taylor, the lead singer, of course, of Stone Sour, my favorite band. I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed.
But dude, October is fucking stacked. If it stays as it is. If you're a James Bond fan, you got No Time to Die, October 8th. And then, of course, it says here Venom, October 18th. And, of course, you got Halloween Kills, which I'm dying to see that. Dune, October 22nd. I mean, that's going to be that should be a fucking epic movie, you know. And they're just, wow, what an October. And then there's some movie called, in October, kind of a quiet movie called The Last Duel, where, you know, that's the one where Matt Damon and Kylo Ren, they're back in the ancient days where they think he raped his wife, so they're going to do this final battle duel to the death, but it's going to, you know, tell the truth of what really happened. That's a quiet kind of movie. Actually, Ben Affleck's in that too.
Oh, wow.
I think that's going to be a sleeper. And then there's another movie in October, Late Night in Soho. That's supposed to be a kind of a horror movie.
Yeah, Edgar Wright. That's going to be
Edgar Wright.
He made Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, Baby Driver. Scott Pilgrim.
His movie's going to be good.
Of course.
Yeah, they had that actress from the chess movie on Netflix that was really good.
Huh.
You know that series about the chess, where she plays chess?
Yeah. I think it's Ellie Fanning.
Yeah, that series kicked fucking ass.
Yeah, I only watched like the first 2 episodes. I knew it took like the whole world over. I'll have to finish it. And then I bust out my chessboard. It's really nice. My mom got it from Marlboro from smoking so many cigs. Flat Rock Booger, Chris Hurley, the Walking Legend. What's up, Chris? What up, man? Walking Legend. He came with me, and he was in the video with the rattlesnake. More than 500,000 views. And then he was with me when I casted that Bigfoot print in the cave, and that just hit 50,000 on TikTok. So I'm super excited. Good job, Walking Legend. You're the man. Hope I see you soon, dude. But Flat Rock Booger, I'm going to see you Friday or Saturday. I think we're going to head up Friday, man. I don't have a campsite for Friday night, but I know they said they had a bunch already reserved. I don't know if you have yours for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Mine's only for
the big campground. Minimal research.
Yup, and I'm going a whole day early, so I hope I can make it work, because we're gonna head up the Kolomoki Mounds. There is a Sasquatch museum, and then on the way back, we're gonna stop at Woodbury, the place in Georgia where they film Walking Dead. You know, where the fictional town of Woodbury is. So I'm super excited. But yeah, Manimal Research, the Squatching Cowboy, Old Bear's Den, Flat Rock Booger.
Hey, Russell's going too, right? I think he said he's going.
He might be going. I'm not sure. There's nothing confirmed. And yeah, if he said that to you, then I didn't say.
He said on the show that he is going.
Oh, okay. He said that. I did not.
Yeah.
I have not heard of that. Awesome. But awesome, Flat Rock. Well, Old Bear's Den, Manimal, I'm pretty sure they have like 4 or 5 for all the days, I'm pretty sure. So, and if not, we'll just car camp at the closest gas station. It does not matter. We'll make it work. I lived out of my car across America. It's just one night we have to buy time. If not, we'll just caw. We'll talk to the wood girls. You know, that's all we have to do. You've seen Without a Paddle. They live up in the trees. They don't shave their legs. They give you berries and treats and chocolates. Yeah. It's awesome.
So we're going to get into a little bit about what scares you, but you mentioned something to me that you actually finally saw Ted Lasso. Did you watch the whole season or just a couple episodes?
Yeah, I finished the first season, and I'm on the first episode of the second season.
I'm gonna tell people right now. I know there's a horror channel, and I know when you look at trailers, you look at Ted Lasso, it looks like it's just a goofy something you don't care about. But man, I'm telling you guys, that show has fucking heart. I mean, it has heart. Dude, there's a part, I'm not going to get into the whole season, but there's a part where he's getting divorced and he's at that club and he has that fucking breakdown. And why stuff like that really strikes with me is sometimes we put this front up. You know, everything is great, which he does. He coaches. He's always happy. He's upbeat. But deep inside, it's breaking him down. And he had that total breakdown where he couldn't move his hands, you know, and the owner kind of took care of him a little bit. And I'm like, that's the difference for me is what makes a show great and what's just, you know, just a goofy thing. But that show has heart. And it's just, I never thought that. I was just,
100%. It has made me tear up on multiple occasions because it's so real and it touches you, and it's hilarious too, and it's good sports, and all the British humor is hilarious.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, it's hilarious, and you know I respect soccer, and my family is huge on soccer. But it's never one of my top three sports, not my top five, you know. But watching it, you gain a little bit of love for it. You know?
Because anybody's watching this, because the basic storyline is this woman gets divorced from her husband, and she gets to keep the team, and to really stick it to her husband, who his heart and soul is the team. She hires this coach who's a second level college coach, not even a single A coach. A double A coach who wins the championship down there because he's always upbeat, and hires him and his partner to coach soccer, who knows nothing about soccer. Nothing. And he goes up there and he's coaching major league soccer in a country where that's their football.
Yep.
It'd be like an NFL hiring not even a high school coach, a junior high Bob Warner football coach. and you're watching it and you're like, this is gonna be goofy, but then you add this little heart here, and you're like, holy shit, wow, this got me.
You mentioned it on our voodoo episode, right? Because there is a voodoo episode on there. Is that when you first mentioned it to me?
Yeah. I go, guys, I know we're talking about something like, guys, I know this is gonna sound weird, it's gonna shock you. I go, there's a show called Ted Lasso. Trust me, it's actually good. It got me. I'm not even a soccer fan. You know, I mean, I respect it, but it's not like I don't watch. Listen, we got Sounders up here, which the soccer Sounders, they've won like 2-3 championships.
Yep.
But to be honest with you, I don't even watch their games unless they're in a championship game. But that show has gained me respect, especially the second season on how they're trying to win. I'm not gonna say anything. But man, there is strategy here. There is actually, because football, you know, you line up. You got the 5 guys on the line. You got the receivers. You got the trick plays. You got this. You know, football has that motion where you're going to run a certain kind of a play. When you see soccer, you just see running and running and running, and you don't realize there is an offense.
Right.
There is a defense. You just got to slow your brain down and watch it at a faster pace.
Yeah.
You know, it's different. You
have to slow your brain down and watch it at a faster pace. I love that. That's the key.
It is. It's different. Now, the reason I say what scares you, now, there's a lot of genres. Like I said, my daughter said, you know, Candyman didn't scare her, but she liked it. And I was realizing when I was watching a lot of these movies growing up, like Friday the 13th, they don't scare me. I just like seeing him slash people. That's why I watch it. Nightmare on Elm Street. I watch him. He doesn't scare me. I just watch him because he makes stupid jokes and he kills people. Maybe the first one is probably the scariest. So I'm asking myself, like, if I really wanted to be scared, if I'm going to pick a genre to really try to get that scare, I think for me, it's going to be movies like Paranormal Activity in a way, a Conjuring, because it's one thing knowing there's a slasher coming after you. Okay. Jason's coming after you, even though, they can fuck you up, but they're coming out there, even a monster, even Godzilla, whatever, monsters, you can see them. But with movies like The Conjuring and Paranormal Activity, you don't know how to fight this thing because you don't see it.
Yeah.
You hear noises. You don't know what's going to jump out at you. I think to me, those kind of movies might have more of a scare for me versus slashers, because how do you defeat, if I think a monster's coming, I'm going to grab my lightsaber, right? And get it ready to hit it. But when you're fighting a demon or spirit or something you can't see, how do you fight that?
You can't.
And to me, I think that's more scary than a lot of the slashers and all that.
Yeah, I could definitely see that because if it's happening to you and you're trapped and you're putting yourself in those characters' shoes, then yeah, you feel helpless and so vulnerable, and you have no answers because your family is broke, you got nowhere to go, and you're stuck in that house until you sell it because you're fixing it up. The typical horror story. Yeah, you feel worthless, and then you're stuck, and you kind of welcome in more sinister feelings. And yeah, I definitely feel you on that. I try to really put myself in these characters' feelings and mindsets, and that's why movies are really terrifying for me, because I watch it like it's roots of reality. Like everything is based on a true story. It's not all The Descent, The Strangers, and all the other, based on true story. I look at even Sinister and Case 39 and other demonic forces ones as, true stories that are based on some kind of case file around somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And, sometimes certain things surprises me, what scares me. I could watch, what's that series where you pay people, you get to torture them?
Hostel?
Hostel.
Yeah.
Even sometimes that stuff don't scare me, but there's the movie that actually made me cringe, and it was actually a Mel Gibson movie, not Braveheart. God, is it Payback? It's the one where he just wants to get revenge. He just wants his money back for the thing they destroyed. God, what the fuck was that movie? And they tied him up, and they took a hammer, and they start hammering his toes, crunching it. I'm going to try to find out what that movie's called. And you can hear the toes crack. And I cringe more. I don't know why. Something about getting your toe smashed in pieces.
That's bad. Yeah. Hostel, of course, had the Achilles tendon scene, and that was really bad. Like they cut the guy's Achilles, and then they told him, "You're free to leave." And then he just got up and fell straight down. But yeah, I definitely have one really scary movie that one scene, one character really bothers me and actually gave me nightmares for years. And I actually talked about it to my doctor back in the day, and probably was prescribed some kind of poison medicine to try to alleviate it. It was just like Freddy versus Jason. They were just giving me the dose not to dream and not to feel anything.
Payback. Oh, the movie I was talking about is called Payback.
Payback?
Payback.
Well, the movie I was talking about was Pet Sematary, and the character was Zelda.
The original, right? The original or the new one?
Yeah, the original. And it's the sister, the Zelda sister. You can show her. I don't know if I want to look at the screen because she's really scary. But Zelda, she's the one who's really sick, and her back is really curled up, and she has terrifying voice, but her face gave me horrible nightmares. I just remember her fucking chasing me around in my yard growing up, and that was horrible, really bad. And then when the new one came out, and it was the same character, and a remake of it, it really messed with me for a little bit. It wasn't as scary, of course, because it wasn't the same character. But now I know, looking back, I don't want to sound offensive or anything, but the character. Yeah, if you type in Zelda though on Pet Cemetery, you'll see the character. Yeah, that's her. Man.
That face, I know. I forgot that character.
And what's really scary and what honestly probably did it, and I'm not being offensive, I was in a drag rock band, like I know how the world works, That character is a female, clearly it's a sister, but it was a male actor, so they put makeup on it. Yeah, so that adds another like unnatural effect, and that's why it's so terrifying, and it really messed me up. And yeah, I honestly don't like looking at it. It's so scary. And then one time I went on vacation and I came home and it was like 5 a.m. and my phone was dead, and some girl was messing with me somehow. I don't remember what led to it. She knew I had a deep fear of that, and she sent me that picture, and I like look at it like dark in my room when I get home from vacation, and I see it. I don't want to make it sound like I'm a baby or anything, but I was like, it was just a lot because I haven't seen her in over a decade, like that face, and then boom.
I typed in smashing his toes. No toes.
There's a good Martin Scorsese short film that this guy is like shaving his neck and it starts to cut, and that's a really bad like torture one.
Yeah, and I mean, if you guys never seen Payback, people, I mean, he just wanted like this simple amount of money, like $3,000. He wasn't asking for all that, so he's fucking everybody up. And they're like, how much you want? I just want this. He's like, hold on, you're killing everybody, hurting everybody for that amount? He's an honorable guy. He just want what was taken from him. And just to see him smash his toes, and I'm just, and it's not even, it's just, hearing that noise. One of the cool things, I remember in not the first Annabelle movie, I think it was Annabelle Coming Home. And I was actually in the trailer when they showing that lady talking, and then you heard that cracking sound when that animal gets up, that noise. And it's like, yeah. I love that when they bring up those noises, those crack noises, and you're like hearing it, like, oh, just like you remind me of smashing your toes. It's just like, oh, there's just something about, oh, you need your toes, right? Just, oh,
yeah, that's messed up. If the Walking Legend's still in this, I bet he is typing about Payback. He loves those Mel Gibson and crazy 90s thrillers. The dude's going after people for $3,000, man. Like,
now, I'm trying to remember exactly the exact amount here. Payback. I want to see if it says here. I got the IMDb up. Let me see if it says how much he's actually trying to get back. Porter is bad, but his neighbors are worse. Streetwise, tough. The ex-Marine, he's betrayed by one-time partner. Yeah, he was betrayed by a partner. And he got shot in the back by his junkie wife. And he survived and returns, looking to recover his share from the robbery of the Asian crime gang. The money has passed hands. And like I say, it's not like a whole lot of amount. He just wants his amount. So he's going to fuck everybody up just for his amount.
That's fair.
Yeah. He's an honorable guy. I just want my part. That's all I want.
Hey, I feel it, man. I feel like burning the world down after $30 goes wrong, man. Oh, 7 pearls. Yes. I hope the storm was mild for you. I know by even the outer bands right here, we had freaking tornado warnings this morning, and it was so crazy. I had to drive through floods and everything. So I hope everything's going good out in Louisiana. And I haven't.
Wow, she's from Louisiana.
I know. Yeah,
cool. I heard that storm was technically even worse than Katrina. Now I know the things hold up better at this time with the water, but the storm itself was a lot stronger. So thank God things did hold up. But God, the whole city, the power went out, and yeah, I'm sure the power's still out, right? I'm sure they're still
in some sections, and of course they got it back, and some
we're getting back up.
Some places
Wow.
around here haven't had power for days as well. So yeah, it's crazy. The whole coast is affected, man, and it's even going up to like Tennessee and stuff. So I hope everything's good with our campsite. I bet it is because it's up in the mountains. These hurricanes, they got to stop somewhere.
I mean, everybody used to say, "Oh man, Seattle, it rains too much," and I'm like, dude, you guys are in lightning storms, tornadoes, freaking hurricanes, and all that. I go, rain. I'll take just sun and rain. I'll take that any day.
I think you guys will get a volcano explosion.
We get a volcano, and we are technically on a San Andreas fault, and so unfortunately, hopefully the San Andreas fault don't erupt.
You'll be out a whole new country, dude. You'll be over there.
But I wanted to ask you and the people in the chat. Here's a movie that everybody always says it scared them. Almost kind of like what you're explaining with Pet Sematary. Yeah. I always hear people say that about The Exorcist. And the thing is, I've seen The Exorcist, and she twisted her head. I thought that was cute when she twisted her head. I was a kid and all that. And that movie never scared me as much as people went out there and say, that's the most scariest movie I've ever seen. It fucked me up for my whole life and all that kind of stuff. And that movie never fucked me up. I never thought that movie was really that scary. So I'm curious to you and people in the chat. Did The Exorcist ever scare you guys that dramatic like you hear with most people?
No, it didn't mess me up like that. It's definitely memorable.
Yeah, it is.
Tingly feeling and just the whole build up of watching her kind of transform
into the first of that kind on the screen.
Yep. No, it did not affect me like that. But I also I don't know, was kind of brought into it, prepped for it. But I wish I got to see it back in the day when I saw other horror movies that played on that. If I got to see it back in the day when it was original, I'm sure it would have hit me a different way.
You're right.
Never got to, because it's a lot of feeling seeing something for the first time. That's why premieres are a big thing. And I mentioned on other shows, all of our minds are somewhat connected. And there was this crossword puzzle experiment that this group did a crossword. They had their results. And then they did another crossword after a bunch of people already had the answer. The results were significantly better. So that way, if people have already seen the movie and it's been felt like that electricity, it's still there, personally. But dude, you could be part of something big. And I feel like a lot of people were back in the day, like the people that see The Beast of Boggy Creek or Legend of Boggy Creek, and then The Exorcist. And like for me, When a Stranger Calls, it's not the greatest movie ever, but it was there. And of course, it's the remake, but I was there for the premiere, and I still remember that first call, and it just sticks with me. It's not the scariest thing ever, but it sticks with me in my horror life. And same thing with like the first sighting or the first reveal in The Ring of Samara when she pulls out of the well. That is so crazy. But also when she's behind the closet, the one girl who died, her face, that always stuck with me. And there's a lot of other movies too. But yeah, man, Exorcist, I think my experience was a little tainted. I loved it. Damien from The Omen, when I saw the remake, which again is the remake, but when the hanging scene, that was always big with me. And then of course I saw the original, and it all came full circle.
No, you said something smart. I didn't see The Exorcist on the big screen. I saw it on VHS when we were able to rent it. And then you say watching in a daylight at your house is not the same effect in a dark movie theater. There's nobody around. You can just purely concentrate on it. And guys, I do have a webpage I am going to show. It's supposed to be the top 10 scariest horror movies ever, according to Rotten Tomatoes article. I thought it'd be fun just to see what they say. Just to see what they say. But one of my funnest times ever at a movie theater was one year when Friday the 13th Part 6 came out. Jason Lives, the movie theater in Fresno decided to have a midnight party. Midnight party. And the thing is, in this whole theater at midnight, they were playing every other Friday the 13th on the screen. So
Wow.
you could have went there and saw any single one of them. But the thing is, when you went there, everybody was dressed up. Everybody had the hockey mask. I mean, it was just like an early Comic-Con, because Comic-Cons didn't really get popular until the last really 10 years. Before Comic-Con was just
midnight releases.
In a way, really grown. But so this was almost like a pre-Comic-Con where everybody was dressed up in cosplay, different Jasons. Some women were dressing up like Jason's mother, and it was awesome. The sweater, we went, of course, saw part 6, and it just, I don't know why movie theaters don't really do those specials anymore. It's like if I was a movie theater, I would try to get permission for like Halloween Kills. Hey, I know it's supposed to be out 7:00 on Thursday for everybody, but can we play it at midnight? Wednesday midnight to Thursday, one showing. Let everybody come in, and they show all the other Halloween movies on the screens. If anybody wants to see any other one,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know why they don't do that. Like the Rocket Horror Picture Show. Some theaters still actually do that. I always wanted to own a theater. I wish fucking Bill Gates or these fucking Amazon here in Seattle. Hey, Eric, here's money. Open your theater. Do your midnight stuff. Because we're missing that fun, right? We're missing that midnight fun where everybody dresses up and people don't understand. People make fun of horror. Horror is not a real genre. Horror is the one genre where everybody could get together. It really is. Some people like comic books, some people don't. But horror movies, everybody somewhat likes a horror movie.
And if you don't like it, you're scared of you. Everybody's been scared of something, so you can relate to that 100%.
Man, I want them to do that again.
Yeah.
All right, this is the top 10 according to Rotten Tomatoes, and of course, I don't know. Maybe I don't know how they did a poll on this. Did they ask for people what are their scariest? But it is what it is. Now they put number 10. They put It 2017. Of course, the fear of the clown's a real thing. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are fear of a clown, and of course, in this movie, I mean, everybody's seen It. It's like a futuristic, really a spider in a lot of ways, looking itself like a clown. And now I never thought that It to me was scary at all, but one of the scary elements that people don't talk about in the movie is not the creature itself. There was that scene where the cop's son took that big kid and he took a knife and he cut him on the stomach.
Yeah.
To me, that's almost more scarier than the clown stuff, because I mean that's like a kid doing it to a kid, and it's just like that's going too far. That's if that happened in real life, I mean, those people got to be put down, right? I mean, it's how
Stephen King loved that because
he does.
By Me, they pinned all the kids against each other and they were going to kill each other over the discovery of the dead body by the railroad. But yeah, I liked it. Of course, it wasn't the scariest movie ever, but Skarsgård did a good job, and Tim Curry did a good job. Shout out for the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
And it had that what was that one? Stephen King, with those kids, Stand By Me. It had like a little Stand By Me kind of a thing, and a lot of people say Stranger Things. I go, well, I think it was more like Stand By Me, where a bunch of kids got together, become friends, and and they're trying to solve a thing. I like It, the first one, better than the sequel, but the sequel was good because I like the kids. But yeah, I mean, overall, the movie was good. The movie was great. I just thought that scene with that one kid just cutting the kid was actually, in a lot of ways, it's brutal. It was more scary than some of the stuff. But that actor, you're right, that actor, he really kicked ass playing that clown. Just the look of his face, just the drooling. I mean, to the point where you might think I'm crazy that he should have got a nomination for supporting actor, because if it wasn't for his acting, he wouldn't have pulled it off.
Have you seen Castle Rock? on Hulu.
Castle Rock. I saw the first season.
Yeah, you of course know the main guy in that is Bill Skarsgård, and they all connect too. So that's very cool. Season 2 is very cool too, and it is a sequel to the first season.
Yeah, I gotta.
And it's a prequel to Misery.
Forgetting that it's out. I keep forgetting that it's out, and I really got to get into it because I like the first one. I like the mystery, and like you said, and there's a lot of connections to a lot of his movies. And J.J. Abrams is an executive producer on it too, and all that. So they got some really good people behind the series. There's a lot of stuff I still got to catch up on. I still haven't watched Doom Patrol season 2, which I love season 1. I gotta get that season under. There's so many stuff, man. It's almost hard to watch everything.
That's another reason why Ted Lasso is nice, because it's just a 30-minute episode. It's like right in the middle of a long and a short one, so it's like boom, you can knock out 2 episodes in an hour. It's awesome.
30 minutes, and I can't remember. I think there's only like 8 episodes. I mean, you can cram that through really quickly.
Did you watch Mindhunter on Netflix?
You know what? I know they got a new one out, a new series on the Mindhunters, but I remember watching like the first episode and I never got back into it. But I've heard everybody say it's great.
Yeah, it's kind of slow, but it picks up, and it is great. And both Mindhunter and Castle Rock are both filmed at the West Virginia penitentiary, where my grandparents, live right across from, and I grew up going to there, just like Charles Manson grew up going to there. So it's a very cool place. And so Castle Rock is pretty much in my family's backyard. It was dope.
Yeah, that's another one I gotta catch up on. Now this one, Insidious, I love, I think we talked about this before. I love the idea of going to the other side, and there is some spooky stuff in there. Like I said, some ghostings, not seeing it, and the creature, the devil, the second and third one. But I'm trying to remember, would I consider this in my top 10 scary movie? Probably not. I can't remember. I mean, I love the look of it, but I can't remember if I was actually like scared in it.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly either. I remember Sinister and the first Insidious, which this is, of course. When they first came out, though, they did have that buzz. It was terrifying. I don't know if it's in my top 10 ever, but it had a great debut, and it's still going strong. But yeah, Sinister and Insidious are both very scary to me. Sinister was great, and you're right. Now we're seeing so many of these. You're kind of getting not numb, but remember, was that scary? But James Wan, like I said, his new one's coming out, and then let's see here. Oh, look, there's Sinister right there, 2012. Sinister was freaky, man. Both of those movies are really scary, but Sinister is even more scary for me. It's terrifying, man. Ethan Hawke.
Oh, he was good in it. It was different. He's a writer, and it was like you said. It was just different.
It's very enjoyable. And guys, I'm a writer too, and I'm an actor. I'm in this movie, so I understand and not understand. I don't know it all, but I could put myself in these characters' shoes. Like, excuse me, I'm dying. The rear window, like Johnny Depp, but you're always looking over your shoulder. I see it, man. It's crazy.
I think the Sinister is getting to you. It's getting to you. The Sinister is getting to you. You got to watch out for yourself now.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's up, Northern Michigan Bigfoot? How's it going tonight? That's awesome. Seeing you on this channel. That's great. I'm trying to convince them to come on my show. So Bigfoot, you gotta convince them to come on my show.
Northern Michigan Bigfoot, meet me in Tennessee this weekend. We're having a camp out. I'm dying. Oh my gosh, I need some water.
He's getting possessed, guys. He's getting possessed right now as we speak.
Yeah, that voodoo doll from a couple weeks ago.
No, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Manimal research and all that. I mean, that's gonna be a fun time. That's gonna be, all you guys sharing ideas, sharing stories, sharing you know. And then are you guys like I'm not going there. I wish I want to, but do they have like a set plan? Like, hey, we're gonna get up at 12 o'clock. We're gonna do some researching over here, or is there any plans, or is it just we're gonna camp out and play everything by ear?
They have a couple set times for presentations. All the big guns are going to be showing their stuff and excuse me, and kind of bringing things together. But then I think they're just going to pretty much let people free roam and then playing everything out. There's going to be different teams going different places. But they went last year, so there is going to be some kind of, follow-up game plan. It's not going to be like completely new. And then a couple of the guys, I think Mandible Research, excuse me, have been going out there and scouting everything out. But of course, the storm and everything's been so unpredictable that you can have everything planned out in the world, and you still got to go with the flow. So I'm super excited. Of course, I'm going to be hiking and moving around. I'm going to bring my kayak and everything. I'm definitely going to be leading expeditions through the night if other people aren't. Because my guys, me, Tristan, and Cameron from Hidden Relief, we go pretty hard. And then Mogion Monster, I didn't know he confirmed. If he's confirmed 100%, then he's got nothing but gas in his tank too, and he just hikes, man. And he's even taller than me, so his stride, man. And I lead the pack, and then he is the back end of the pack, making sure everybody's good. He's the oar. He's looking after everybody. So it's going to be good things. And then I know Manimal Research, both those guys are freaking awesome. And then Old Bear's Den is a legend. He's going to have a big RV. And these guys are good people, like positive people in the community.
Oh,
and it's just going to be a legendary time being up close and personal with other Sasquatch researchers for the whole weekend. Like the Florida Bigfoot Conference was cool, especially for me because I made it awesome for the whole weekend. But this, we're out there no matter what.
You know what I want? I want a camera recording you guys at night, sitting around the campfire, because the campfire stories I can imagine at this campfire is going to be off the hook.
Oh,
talking about encounters or something. That's what I want to see.
I got an SD card today that will hold 5 hours of footage, so that's good. I'm going to buy one more. And I got 3 GoPro batteries. We're going to be able to charge them up. I'm going to have like a month's worth of content, and then we're stopping at the Bigfoot Museum up in Georgia in Cherry Log. It's called Expedition Bigfoot. So I'm going to do a whole episode there. And then we're going to the mounds. Yeah, dude, I'm so excited. And then I'm camping right next to Flat Rock Booger. He's got the campsite right next to me. So we're going to stay up all night, talking shit and just having a great time. I'm super excited too, just because I've met a couple of these people that are going. So you're going already with that like friendship, and then we're going to have 60 other people like the Squatchin' Joe Pass, the Squatchin' Cowboy. He is such like a positive influence, and he works so hard on his videos, and he's driving all the way from Texas. So that's influential. Once that's what made me go. Once he said that he was driving from Texas, and he's like, well, no one has a reason not to. I was like, you know what? I have to pull the trigger on this because it's only 6 hours away from me. And that's nothing, And
how many days are you there for?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we're leaving Monday. So 4 days.
Wow, that's good.
We're stretching it out. Yeah, some people are only coming the last day. Some people are only coming, Friday and Saturday. So we're going, kind of a day early, and then we'll stay as long as we can because that's excuse me. That's how we'll do. If I get there, man, this Eggo French toast, guys, blame it on the Eggo. I still have 2 more.
That's awesome. I should
have buttered them fresh out, but I like dipping them in the butter. I don't like doing that, but I had to.
I wish I could send you guys my bucket
Yes.
Hey,
I'm
take
going
it.
tomorrow to pack up on a bunch of supplies. I have a tent, a dope sleeping bag, and then I'm gonna buy a couple tarps because everything has been so wet. I might even just pump up my kayak and sleep in that. That would be perfect. That'd be classic. I'm so excited. But last year they actually got ran out of there from Sasquatch. So hopefully, no violence or anything occurs. And oh man, it's gonna be so crazy. And we're right on the Oconee River, which took place right in the Olympics during Atlanta Olympics. Plus Altamaha, the sea creature in Georgia. He's in a bunch of rivers, and one of them is the Oconee. So there's a chance that he could link up right next to us because we have woods and river right by us. So it's perfect terrain. We're in the mountains. It's not the Smoky Mountains, but still a Tennessee mountains. And I'm just so excited, man. And hopefully, everybody can, keep up with me, and just put up with me, honestly, just because I know I get a little crazy.
And guys, be careful in the kayak. Be careful. Just be careful because one time, me and my buddy went kayaking. We took our ocean kayaking to a lake, and my friend, he's a big dude. He's a pretty big dude, and mine's a 2-man kayak. So I sat in the middle, and he sat in the front. We should have had him sit in the middle because he's a bigger dude, more weight, even out the weight in a way. We're out in the middle of the lake, and he stands up and try to get something, and we flipped the kayak. We flipped it, and God damn it, all our gear, all our fishing gear went under.
Yep.
Went under, and it was. And once you fall out of the kayak, it's freaking hard to get back in, especially 2 people. So we basically had to use the kayak to get back to the land, and so you really got to balance out that weight if you're using a 2-man kayak. I hate to say this, but if you got a bigger person, he should be sitting in the middle to even that weight with the kayak and not having the front because the weight difference caused the flip. And the wife got pissed off at me because you could have drowned, you could have done this. Nah, I want to drown. I would have come back to life like Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. I had a couple near-death experiences this past week, kind of being dramatic. But we were snorkeling looking for shark teeth. I might have my shark tooth. Yeah, this is a great white shark tooth. It's broken at the base, but it's very cool. Not gonna really get a clear picture of it because of the camp. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then I got a piece of pottery. This is modern pottery, though, probably around the Civil War era, not Native American. Bunch of bullets, a bunch of other fossils and bones. I actually went today for like an hour and a half right after work. But we were snorkeling, and this guy's like, alligator, and this like 5-foot alligator, it was small, was coming right at us, and we just ducked away from it. But it was a cool close call, a little less violent than say a cottonmouth snake, But my main injury was I was freaking shirtless. I don't know if we'll get a good picture of it, but I got burnt so bad on my back because I was shirtless for 8 hours straight.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't been able to sleep for like very well the past few days because, the first day because I had a fever so bad. And then the past 2 days because the pain finally started kicking in. But I've been healing up, and finally today it's kind of like doable. That's why I went back to the river to look for more fish or more shark teeth.
And there's alligators out there. So if there's alligators, is there like a warning that says, "Hey, if you go in this water, there's a chance that you could get bitten by an alligator"?
Yeah, I think there's a sign, a couple signs that say alligators. But most people, just keep on going. And I never saw one up that close. And I didn't even was expecting it. And I don't act like I'm worried about them out there either. Like I literally have my back to where they are, and I'm just digging in the mud, under. And what they always say is if you, let them be, they'll let you be. And most of the time they will. This one was just checking what we were doing.
I mean, is there a lot of stories of people actually getting bitten by these alligators?
Not around here, but like in Lakeland, 100%. Like literally every
Wow.
lake around there had stories of, people getting eaten by alligators. A lot of it's like stories about tweakers. They sleep right by, they'll pass out and they'll pass out right by the river or the lake, and they'll get pulled in. Or criminals running from the police. They run in a lake not knowing what's in there, and they get eaten. Lake Hunter in Lakeland, there was one big gator just swimming with a body in it, and they had to put it down to try to get some more information. Around here, though, you don't really hear about those stories because it's Alabama and Georgia. These people kill the gators and ask questions never. But Lake Seminole here, where I do a lot of fishing and kayaking and exploring, that's where they take all the problem gators. And Daniel, who works in my work, they call one Humpty because it had so many humps, and they said it was like 19 feet long. So that's pretty crazy. That's why like this 5-foot gator, like literally, if it was still working. Well, it works. It was dead. If it was still alive, I probably would have went up and tried to like pick up the alligator under it because they're pretty, once you've been around them, you see how they work. But that one wasn't very intimidating. What I was intimidated by is the ones we don't see. I was like, dang, wow, like he snuck up on us, but I didn't. We were out there for 8 hours. Like I was not expecting an alligator to come up right by us. It was awesome. And we were in deeper water earlier, and it's crazy because it's just like noodling. You're going like digging in weird spots. I'm like, man, I hope the alligator's not down here. So of course today, I was thinking about that, and there was other people at the landing. So I was like, hey, yeah, I saw an alligator here, but it was real cool. One guy was spearfishing down there when we were looking for shark teeth, and he didn't kill anything when I was there, but it would have been really cool to see. I've never seen like spearfishing in a creek.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And they call it a creek, but it's a river, of course.
Well, guys, going back to this list right here, they put number 7. They put the 1978 Halloween. And guys, what's interesting now when you look back, of course, when I seen it as a kid, of course, I didn't go to the movies to see it. I saw it on VHS. And, the original Halloween, when you saw it for the first time, of course, back in the day, it was different. It wasn't like scary, but it was scary because of John Carpenter's music. John Carpenter's music is what helped made this movie kind of scary. And guys, if you really watch Halloween, try to watch it. Try to see how many gallons of blood you see in the movie, because there's basically no blood drops in this movie. And it's kind of cool that this movie is considered one of the scariest in top 10 list. And there's really no blood in this movie. Guys, just watch it. I mean, John Carpenter will tell you there's really no blood. Even when the scene where Michael Myers stuck a house knife into a guy and he's hanging on the wall, but you don't really see blood drip to the ground. There's really no blood drops.
It's all the anticipation really is scary in Halloween. Just him approaching you and just you knowing that inevitably he's coming and you can't stop him. And of course, man, Jamie Lee Curtis is incredible in it. So I'm super excited for the new one. And yeah, it's going to be the sequel of the sequel. So, and he's supposed to be unmasked for this one, a lot of it. So we're going to get to kind of get to know Michael Myers. Well, and I knew Michael Myers growing up, he didn't kill his sister or anything, but
you're right. I mean, one of the coolest thing in the movie when I can't remember how she was sitting there and she thought she killed Michael Myers, and Michael Myers just like slowly just bends up.
Yep, that's where the Undertaker got that from.
Just turns his head, and then it's like, oh shit, game on. It's just like, this is different. He's not getting up. He's not running. He just gets up and looks, doesn't say nothing, and just gets up and goes after you. I mean, and then of course, one of the cool endings where it's not an extra scene or nothing. He shoots him, He goes look for the body. It's gone. I shot him 5 times. Keep saying I shot him 5 times and the body's gone. I mean, it really helped start that craze where it leaves the door open. I mean, it really kind of started with Stephen King with the movie Carrie, where the hand comes out of the graveyard, where she's not dead. There could be a continuation, but in this one, it's really a cool ending where they actually had a continuation of the story. Which technically, if you guys look at the documentary, John Carpenter, he never wanted to do a sequel to the first Halloween. He actually never did. He wanted Halloween to stay the way it was and ended it. That's why when they told him they want him to do Halloween 2, that's why he didn't direct it. He produced it. He helped write it, but he didn't want to direct it. And he wanted to make damn sure that Michael Myers died in the second one. But, of course, we know they made a 4 and a 5 and a 6. And we talked about this before, that the fucker's dead after that fire. But he actually did that on purpose because he did not want sequels off his Halloween movies. It's very interesting. And the reason he did the music, guys, because they couldn't afford when they did music. They couldn't afford it. Shit, they couldn't afford the mask. They got a fucking William Shatner Star Trek mask and painted it white.
Yeah.
Because William Shatner was cool. They want to admire him. They had no money. They bought a fucking already a mask and they painted it white. And that's what I love, stories like that. It's just like this is why we really had that mask. It wasn't meant to be iconic. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, I love the scene in Baby Driver when they're like, "Did you get the Michael Myers mask?" And he's got the Mike Myers, gold member mask from freaking Austin Powers.
Oh, that was genius.
Oh yeah,
that was genius. That was genius. Wow, that's awesome. Words. Yeah, man, I know. Sometimes I know too much. I love one of my things I used to love, Ned. I love watching documentaries with some of these underground directors, because John Carpenter was underground during that time, and just what it take to make a movie.
Wow.
I mean, John Carpenter, got my fucking God, his movies back in the 80s, Escape from New York. Fucking genius. Just the idea of thinking of New York becomes a prison. He has to go in there and get the president out. Just genius. And then, of course, They Live. The remake of The Thing, John
Roddy Piper, man. They Live is happening right now. Put your glasses on, everybody.
How many people? They do it now, but in the fucking 80s, John Carpenter says, I want fucking Roddy Piper in this movie. Most studios would have told any director, no. We need somebody who's going to bring in the money. We need this actor. We need a Brad Pitt. Of course, Brad Pitt was in the 80s, but you guys know what I mean. We need the upcoming Harrison Ford or somebody. No, he's like, I want Roddy Piper. I think he'll fit in. And he fucking made it work. Now you have The Rock in the movies, a wrestler, and you have the guy in the Suicide Squad. I forgot his name.
Brown Seaman.
But Roddy Piper was like, Seaman. Roddy Piper was like the first of the wrestlers to actually star in his movie. Not a guest appearance, star in a movie. Oh, the actor, the Suicide Squad, the name you just said.
Yeah, John Cena.
Okay, John Cena. This might be the stupidest movie you'll ever fucking watch. I watched his new movie.
I already know.
I watched his new movie on Hulu called Vacation Friends. And it's the most stupidest movie in the fucking world, and I fucking liked it. I was laughing. I was like, man, this is actually good in a weird way. And I know most people are going to hate it, but I actually liked Vacation Friends. It was actually good. Just the part where, I'm going to spoil one scene, guys, where they're drinking this margarita or whatever, and, they have supposed to be salt around. They're like, this don't taste like salt. Oh, it's cocaine.
It's gonna do the thing. It's really gonna do the thing for you. Yeah, that was pretty funny. It was a dumb movie for sure, but I enjoyed it. You know, that movie was supposed to be made in like year 2000. Like Will Smith and Leonardo DiCaprio were originally like part of that movie. Isn't that wild?
They're originally part of what movie?
Vacation Buddies or Vacation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like originally that movie was supposed to come out like 20 years ago.
Oh, really?
Pretty crazy. That's the only reason why I actually watched it. I like John Cena though. I got to see John Cena wrestle in Tallahassee.
And the only reason we watched it, we started to watch the HBO Max, the Renaissance, whatever it's called, that new one with the Wolverine.
Yeah, Reminiscence.
We're starting to watch it, and my wife just wasn't into it. It was starting off real slow, and she just wasn't into it. So like, oh, I go, there's that new one on Hulu. It looks funny. Let's just put that one on.
Yeah,
that one
that's
on.
a good pick for you.
And it was just like, this movie's fucking stupid, but it's so good. It reminds me of Adam Sandler movies where I enjoyed them. They're stupid, but you watch them just because it's like, forget everything you know.
Nicolas Cage was the one. Nicolas Cage and Will Smith, not Leonardo DiCaprio. Nicolas Cage and Will Smith were originally slated to do that movie in 2005.
I can see that.
But it's delayed several times.
And most of you people in the chat are watching this later. You're probably going to watch it and say, Eric is fucking stupid. This movie is dumb. But for me, I actually had a kick out of it. My wife actually looks at me and goes, "You're smiling." I go, "Yeah, because it's so stupid. I like it. I just like it. We're going to go on vacation. You got to go all out. We spend all the money. They're in the best fucking hotel. They weren't rich. They weren't none of that. They were just out to have a good time. And it kind of just takes you back. Like, sometimes we need that in life. You just got to go out and have a good time. You got to worry about things a little bit later. I'm going to have a good time.
Go crash someone's boat. Yeah.
Oh, they crashed the boat, and he thought he was going to be all pissed off, but they're all fucking just loving it. It was just like
I knew the lines like exactly because it's just so predictable, at least for me because I'm just stupid like that.
Yeah, you knew because he goes, "Hey, just watch out for the rocks," and you know he's gonna hit a rock, but you still like it. Well, guys, let's see what's number 6 on this list. The Ring. You actually mentioned The Ring. The Ring The Ring was cool. The Ring was based on I can't remember the original name of the Japanese version.
Ringu.
And this was spooky. It was great. It was a mystery. It had everything, and it was actually based out of Seattle, where it's supposed to all happen at.
Wow. Yeah, I just put that together. I remember that now. But that's so awesome.
That was the those they're on those boats.
Those ships, the freighters.
Yeah, it's like the ferries. I'm sorry, the ferries. And I remember those ferries because when I live in the Seattle area now, but there's time in my life here. I was living across the water on the port. It's called Port Orchard. It's across from Seattle. So the way it's kind of weird how it works. Like if you take a ferry boat from Port Orchard to Seattle, it's way cheaper. But to take a ferry boat from Seattle to Port Orchard, it costs higher. But there's a Tacoma Bridge, right? They built this brand new bridge, and it costs money to go one way, but free going this other way. So we would take the cheaper ferry boat to go across, and then we drive back around. Instead of paying that higher price, we drive around over the bridge. Was free. Why you guys need to know that? I don't fucking know.
You could put your boat or you could put your car on the ferry?
Yes.
Oh man, that's awesome. I've never been on a ferry that you could put a car on. Going down the ferry.
You could do a walk on, or you could just drive.
Wow, that's cool.
It's so fun because you just you park your car, you get out, you relax, you go out in the middle of the ocean, and then you can there's food, coffee. You go up there, you sit down if you want. I mean, it's pretty cool. Yeah. See, I have a ferry disable discount pass. So I get special discounts when I get on ferry boats.
And you notice the name ferry. I think it because it lifts you somewhere else, and I think these ferries lift people to these other realities, and that they're behind a lot of the missing 401. I think.
Yeah, ferries disability travel permit. Get my discount. Oh
Wow.
yeah, I love those. I love those boats. They're just fun just to sit down. Even if you're not planning to go somewhere, there's a little island called Vashon Island. We should just get on a ferry boat just to go to this Vashon Island and just drive around. Just go to the lighthouse and just
Heck yeah.
And
Dude, the Seattle Kraken. You get to freaking look for the Kraken. That's perfect. But guys, The Ring, it is one of the scariest movies ever because you're scared watching it because it's about this tape that shows all these cursed things, and then the phone rings and it says 7 days, and you're going to die in 7 days. And I still remember when it came out, guys. You really thought you were going to die in 7 days after watching it, and everybody in school was saying it, and it became real, and it was awesome. And yeah, the first death in it, the first victim that's shown when that reveal happens, terrifying, one of the most terrifying things. But when you first see Samara climb out of that well, oh my gosh. And then it starts, even Ring 2 was pretty good, and that's a cursed film too. But man, it is horrible when you're so vulnerable and you can't get away from that screen. The static happens, and then Samara starts showing up. Yeah. Ask all my buddies. Yeah, right there. A lot of my buddies, and if you've read my book, they talked about it. On my sleepovers, they always said Samara was in my laundry room. So I always kind of imagined her just climbing out of my freaking washer and dryer. So it was really scary. But yeah, she climbs out of a well, and you actually end up, feeling for Samara because bad things happen to her. But man, she comes out of the static and she comes out of your screen. So it makes it super real. But you get a call that says 7 days you're going to die. It's literally the ultimate horror movie.
So guys, when somebody dares you to watch something, don't watch it. Yeah, or if somebody dares you to say Candyman 5 times, don't do it.
Definitely not. Well, could you look up the movie called?
I tried to like it, but I couldn't. Hey, there's certain movies not for everybody.
Right.
You're right. I know a lot of people who like Midsummer. I know a lot of people like Midsummer. I fucking hated that movie. I wanted to be when they burned the people alive at the end. I told my wife, "Can I go in that barn? Can they please burn me?" But I know a lot of people who loved it. Your taste is your taste. I
liked it, but I knew those kind of festivals happen, so I was just like, that's like Stranger Things, it's cool, but okay, where's the twist? I know all this. It's
well, I just think it threw me off when some old lady was pushing that guy onto that girl, and they're all singing. And I'm just sitting there man, I'm trying to concentrate, but I can't concentrate. All the women are singing around this guy who's 90% on drugs, and somehow he's still performing. And they got this lady pushing him, and I just couldn't take it seriously. I tried. I'm just like,
some of those girls were hot. I was fine with that. But
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. It's just, hey, if you like people watching you, that's one thing. But I'm like, come on, can a guy really perform? He's basically wasted on fucking drugs, But hey,
that movie's crazy, and
but hey,
there's a bunch of hidden faces in that as well. Ari Aster, it's a different type of horror, and he even says it. I forget what he calls it. I don't think he calls it body horror. I forget what it's called. What he calls it. That's what he says Hereditary is. And
it's a slower burn. Yeah, yeah. There is a name for it. I fucking can't remember that name. What to call it? I know what he's talking about. God, I can't fucking remember. There's a certain name for that kind.
Yeah,
and it's done a lot by A24. That's the company usually does a lot of those. Now here's one. Now, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, when you saw this during the time, of course, I was born in '73, so I didn't see it at 1 year old. Or maybe I have, I just don't remember it. When I first watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre, first of all, you're watching a madman cutting his hand in a van, right? You're watching this crazy psychopath. And then, I mean, the whole movie, I don't know if I could call it super scary, but I mean, the whole family's wacko. You know, tying the girl up, trying to feed him, have the grandpa like dead or alive. I don't know, trying to smash her head. I mean, the whole movie is freaking crazy. Now, of course, it's based on the Ed. What's the last name?
Ed Gein.
Ed Gein type of deal. But of course, it's in Texas, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of the original. I would say one of the godfathers of horror. You know, you put that up there with the best of them. I mean, if you don't mention Texas Chainsaw Massacre as one of the top horror franchises out there, then you don't know your horror movies.
100%. I'm really glad this list is on here. I watched this movie, of course, when I was an adult. But when the remake came out with Jessica Biel, I remember hearing the buzz. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's one of the scariest movies ever. So me and Billy Lawrence, he's one of my best friends. We used to babysit him as a kid growing up. We rented it, and I know it's not the same, but I'm just telling my story of how I experienced it, guys. Of course, there's different generations out there, but when the Jessica Biel remake came out, it was really terrifying, but it wasn't the scariest movie ever, but it really threw me into the world. And then, of course, I discovered the original one, and then the second one that came out like 10 years after, and it's kind of a little kooky style. But then a bunch more came out, A New Beginning, and then the 3D one, which, is actually part of the original trilogy and everything. So yeah, I'm super excited for the new one to come out as well. I don't know if it's coming out in October or what, but I'm so excited. And I've hitchhiked and road tripped across Texas, so I know about the Texarkana Killer, the Phantom Barber, and of course, the Chupacabra, the Boogeyman, and everything else down there.
I forgot that she was in one of them.
Yeah, she's a babe. Jessica Biel is so awesome. Jonathan Tucker, he's also in The Ruins and Black Donnelly's, and that MMA show Kingdom. He plays Jay. He plays that, and he's the one who gets his leg cut off at the end. But yeah, man, that's a really good movie, and it's super scary, and it's a good remake.
It's a hell of a good remake.
100%.
I love the cop. I forgot that Full Metal Jacket name. He was freaking awesome in it.
Scary. He's scary in that. He's a good role.
He's like that psychopath. Like he pulls up in that fucking uniform, and the way he talks to you and yells at you. Yep. That is scary.
Yep, 100%. And I was a kid watching that. The guy on the right there, that's Jonathan Tucker. He's a huge star now.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, sometimes these remakes is what makes you go back to the originals. Even a bad remake, so we're like, let me watch the original. Like, oh, that was good.
100%. And yeah, it's a really scary one. And it starts off a little different. It starts off the same, but a little different. Yeah, there's Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel.
Yeah, he's not a dumb guy.
Yeah, it's a good movie, man. And there's a lot of brutal scenes when they put the salt on the wounds, and at the very end, she goes into a trailer and she thinks she's getting away, but actually it's his family as well. It's all this hillbilly family. I think the blonde dude's name is Eric Rivers, I want to say, unless that's his role in Skate or Grind. He's a good actor as well. I like him.
Yeah, I really remember Jessica Biel when she was in that one movie called Summer Catch with Freddie Prinze Jr. About that trip 1A, I don't know.
Summer Cape Cod League. It is Cape Cod League.
Yeah. Yes.
Summer League.
And that was I like that movie.
I love that movie. And remember the final scene? He makes it to the majors and he pitches to Ken Griffey Jr.
And hits a home run
off him. Yeah. See, Eric, that's why we're best friends, man. Because who else knows about Summer Catch? And if they do, then let's get down because they're cool too.
Well, Summer Catch had some pretty good actors. I can't remember like their names. Like
Matthew Lillard.
One of the crazy
Matthew
guy
Lillard
in there was in Hackers.
Yep.
And he was in Hackers, and then you guys don't hate me on this, but my wife and daughter watched on Netflix He's All That, which is a reversal movie on the 90s version She's All That, which he was in it, and also Prince Jr. and the actress in She's All That is actually plays the mother in this movie called He's All That.
Really?
Yeah, and that one guy in Summer Catch and all that, he's actually in this movie at the end, like a school teacher or something on stage.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I wasn't planning like watching it, but they had it on TV, and the guy they used to turn him into a handsome, which the first one they did the girl, is the kid actor who plays in Cobra Kai. Well, Johnny Lawrence's son in that movie.
Dope. I'm gonna have to watch that. Addison Rae is in it. You know, that's a big role.
I'm not telling you guys that's a great movie. I'm not telling you guys that's a great movie. But the wife and daughter was watching it. I was sitting on the couch working on a thumbnail, so I caught a lot of it.
Are you able to show movie trailers when you're on YouTube, or you can't watch the whole thing?
When you trailers. I guess it depends. As long as it's hard to understand the YouTube style. I know YouTube if you play like scenes, like long scenes from a movie, that's what gets you off. Usually not trailers. But is there a trailer you want me to pull up?
Well, we were talking about goofy movies. I was gonna say I was in a movie called At the End of the Day, which is pretty goofy, but we shouldn't show it. We can let people watch it on themselves.
Well, let me find it, and then I'll put it in the chat. Here, let me find it. And guys, I actually finished a new music video that I'm dropping tomorrow. It's actually already done. I actually have it already done and all that. And since I came out with the Top Gun one so soon, this one I'm coming out tomorrow. Let's just say I call it the Predator style.
Yeah,
it's Predator stuff. But what's the name of that trailer movie?
At the End of the Day.
At the end.
And it's a strange LGBTQ undercover church movie. Yep, right there. And I was glad to be a part of it. I was in a church scene, and then I ran in a 5K race. I was back-to-back Saturdays. And I was honored to be a part. You see that? Like 54,000 views. Heck yeah. And I know it's been, probably watched and rented hundreds of times. But if you fast forward, maybe if you keep clicking forward, like go like 70% of the way.
We're gonna take a chance, guys. This channel, we take a chance. I think it'd be fine playing this trailer.
Okay.
I mean, all my music videos are based on trailers. They have got taken down. Usually, what happens is if you're a monetized channel, which this channel is not, if you're monetized, all monetized money, which you don't even make pennies on a dollar, goes to the creator, which is fine. This channel is not monetized.
Truth. We have answers in black and white. Give me something tough. Anything. Why does God hate gay people?
Oh, he asking the weird questions. That guy was in Punisher, the old man.
Go check it out.
He's the guy Frank Castle stabs through the chin like that, and you could see the knife in his mouth.
Oh, wow.
The main character, he's in Sleepy Hollow on Fox.
All right, that would have been nice to know. I'm not afraid of homosexuality. Just know that it's wrong. It destroys people.
Now, are you saying that you're actually in this?
Yeah. I'm in two scenes. There's a church scene that's a climax because I'll say the premise. The businessman, the old man, needs these grounds, like this certain property, to build a business. But this LGBTQ community is trying to build a shelter for all these kids that have nowhere to go because they've been shunned by their parents. And then the old businessman sends in this guy, the main character right there, to go in undercover and sabotage it all. And then they end up finding out that he was, ruining it all. And I'm in the climax scene at the church where it all happens. And I had to go and act surprised. And then the next Saturday, they held a 5K race, for the filming schedule. And I showed up. I did an all-nighter. I biked to downtown Lakeland. And, I got dressed up. It was really cool. And I was there for 5 hours. They fed us, got no monetary money, but it was an incredible experience. All the actors were incredibly welcoming. The second day, I actually had some speaking lines. It was all improv and stuff because we were stretching. And I was talking to one of the main characters, the female black lady with an afro. Very cool. Her name's Betty June. I think she was in some kind of scary movie that was pretty cool. We can find her on IMDb page. But Bailey Gulick, the blonde girl, she's actually in Fear the Walking Dead. So this movie actually has some pretty big actors that have propelled since this. But great movie. It's a goofy, LGBTQ movie. So it was definitely a little out of my comfort zone. But I'm really glad I did it because it was a good opportunity and everything went very smooth. And
but you are in the trailer, you're saying? But you are.
Yeah, I'm in the trailer. Okay. I'm in the trailer.
Let's come on, guys. Let's see if we can find him. Let's everybody. Let's find Connor. Let's find him.
Try to pause it if you see me.
Isn't that what Good Shepherd's for? Not if you're gay, darling.
That guy's name is Paul Sano.
The only agenda for love the unloved. Those kids, they don't even know what love. Look.
I was just pausing it for a second. I wanted to see if you were.
No, I'm not in that.
Okay.
A church scene or a 5K race to make it really, really easy,
What if we're wrong about that?
There's the nightclub scene. I wanted to be in that.
You say you don't know where to start. Start with love.
I love people. That's one of you. What about you?
We're together because no one else wants us. I'm going to speak up and I'm going to fight.
Right there. Yeah.
Oh, in the red?
Yeah.
Look, hey, hold on. Can I make it bigger? Oh, I can't make it bigger. See him in the red? Look, he's got the glasses on top of his head.
Yeah, I still have those sunglasses. I will send them to anybody that wants some history, History with a little bit of mystery. Yeah, look at this. I still got those sunglasses that are in that movie. And I wore them right on my head like this. And I took off my glasses too because what's funny is I play two different characters because in the church scene, I have my hair, I think up, tied up. And then this one, I have it down and I have my glasses off. So I play two characters in this movie too, guys. That's awesome.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Let's see,
guys look at my competition. Look at my competition, guys. I would have won this 5K race. I think it would have been me and that dude to the green all the way to the left.
You're behind some guy who's standing with the hat and some woman with the glasses in front of you.
This scene is actually very impressive too because he's going through mental, so he stands there and everything just life passes him by. It's very cool.
Let's see if we can see him again. Let's see.
We have to stand for the truth. It's the only way we can fix him.
And that one guy who was yelling, he's in How High 2, that one, comedy movie.
Really?
He's the only white guy in the movie.
The only one afraid of?
No, you're not there. Okay.
Burst into flames?
No, yeah, it's just that one in there. But yeah, that was my first feature film that I was a part of, and that was very cool. I got to see, $1 million setup. It was incredible.
I like. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah,
then,
the sad thing is, I already was started for a few years, and then I got there. No, I'm proud of that.
How cool,
it was
Connor.
Cool.
How cool.
If Daniela, co-signs with it, then it was worth it. I wish we still had access to my short films from college. We came in second place in a film festival, and now I'm really proud of a couple other short films that I did with a couple other students.
I don't have stories like this. Well, only had my mom's horse stalled at the same stall. Means what is the English word as Rutger Hauer? And I ride with him a few
The Hitcher.
times when I was
Hitchhiker.
younger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the hitchhiker is just, oh man, guys. You know, I mean, it's, I love the hitchhiker, guys. It's such a great movie.
Yeah, see Thomas Howell.
Well, I'm trying to see here. Let me go here. Your channel, to the point where, guys, originally when I first had Horror Talk channel up, when I made this channel, right? Let me see if I scroll all the way down. This channel wasn't really designed during my early days for a show on it. What I was doing on Horror Talk was I would drop trailers on here to see what makes a strike and what doesn't. What can I use for my Horror Talk channel on the Gypsy Road channel? Wow. Because there were scenes I wanted to show, so I actually created this to see what will get me a strike and what will not. So that's why if you go down to the early days, you'll see scenes of movies like The Exorcist coming down, some trailers. And on here, I do have some Hitchers. The Hitcher trailer and one of my favorite scenes, the Hitcher, the diner scene.
Yep.
And I did the diner scene because I wanted to see if I could play on my other channel, because the diner scene, what made it so special is him talking to the kid, explaining to him like how psychotic he is, like you know, putting his finger in the gun, you know, telling him to pull the trigger, or you know, it was just the psychological, what he did to that kid is more scary than putting a knife to him. I mean, it was just fantastic. So guys, so that's actually what the channel Horror Talk really was for me. It was just, look, I got the Thing, dog transformation scene from the movie The Thing. You know, trailers, Skinwalkers scenes. One of my favorite scenes in The Crow, when he first goes into the Vengeance is Mine scene, where he was looking through the hole with his shotted hand. So that's why if you guys ever go to Horror Talk, scroll down. That's what this was for. It was to make sure I don't get taken down on my other channel. I mean, that's what
smart though. Yeah.
That's what I did.
That's what all these companies do.
You and I did a show where we got accidentally taken down.
Yep.
It was I think it was when we talked about Chucky.
Chucky, yeah.
And we had it, if I find it here, I think I had to create it in 2 parts.
Yeah, the perfectionist in me, like that tears me
right
up.
Here. The 2 child's play, there is. I was actually, one time, I was going to take them both down and splice them together and put them back up, you know, but I'm like, oh, you know.
Yeah, let it be. You know?
Let it be, and all that. But so that was just funny. She just brought it up. This reminded me of why I made this channel. Of course, one of my favorite scenes right here is the Trick or Treat Ozzy Osbourne scene where he's telling how the music is evil. They're the devil's music and and all that. You know, you're seeing Ozzy giving this speech about this is just rubbish. This is just junk.
Yep.
Let me see here. Let me see what anybody else wrote, and we'll go back to the list.
I've been getting tore up recently. One person complained that my video of me reading was flipped because I was filming on, you know, front cam. And it's like, dude, who cares? You know, isn't it about the information? I provided 10 minutes of information, and you're worried about if the camera's flipped. I said, you're a clown for worrying. And then other people, you know, up in Canada are saying that I have delusional thinking. Well, whatever. This delusional thinking gets me on the front cover of newspapers and has a spider web of great people, including Gypsy Road, Steve Stockton. Guys, I'm on Steve Stockton's channel, Missing Person Mysteries, every Friday doing campfire stories with the gang. And they've really taken me under their wing, and they're past 100,000 subscribers. So when I'm there, man, it's a huge platform and a beautiful series. So when these people are harassing me from, you know, down in the mud, it messes with me, because I'm like, come on, guys, can't you guys read? Can't you see?
Man, Lady Blava, she's from the Netherlands. That's awesome. People from the Netherlands. Hey, We're international, baby. We're international.
We were just talking about Hostel. Hostel
Yes.
takes place in Amsterdam,
Yes.
in the Netherlands. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And take the truffles, man. Take the truffles. It'll take you to a new spot.
Okay, now this is interesting. This one is actually interesting. The Shining. Okay, now first of all, I would never put The Shining up there as one of the top scary movies of all time. I love The Shining because The Shining represents the very slow burn of a man who's losing it, and you learn why he's losing it. He's basically a reincarnation of himself that's getting born and kills his family or whatever. But the psychoticness, the acting of Jack Nicholson is here's Johnny and all that. What really made this movie Euro Trip awesome? Oh my God,
Euro Trip.
I love Euro Trip. I fucking love that movie. I really love that movie. Oh my God. Oh, and dude, that song, they keep playing that movie. Johnny doesn't know.
Fiona and me do it in my van. Yeah, I love Euro Trip. We're all in the right place.
I still watch that movie. I still watch it because I still love it. His buddy's like still working for the company, but he's in Europe with his buddy.
Yeah, this isn't where I parked my car, Cooper.
Cooper, and looking like the Pope. I mean, that movie is actually good, and then I love the hotel scene. Like, I got a nickel, and that's like I could buy my own hotel with that.
Yeah, that movie is literally the best. I'm looking for it now. I have Hostel right here. Yep, that's the bad part of Amsterdam. Now let's look up the good part.
Yes.
And Michelle Trachtenberg in that movie.
Damon is a punk rocker in that movie that sings that song.
Yeah, I love that. That was always so trippy. I was like, oh my God, is he in that band?
And Borat was in. It wasn't that Borat on that train, like touching the guy's leg.
Oh, I don't think that's. It wasn't. No, I don't think it's
no. It wasn't Borat, but it was a character like Borat.
Like him.
I was always wondering if Borat got his idea from him. Koozie. Because they almost, in a way, kind of look the same.
Euro Trip must be at my mom's house. Yeah, that is literally like.
And my also one of my favorite scenes is when they're eating those brownies, and they think there's drugs in it, and they're acting like they're all high and stuff. And then they find out, there wasn't. There's not, and they're like they feeling stupid, and then of course the twins, they kiss each other.
Yeah, because they drink that drink.
They're the worst twins ever.
Yeah, she's so fine though. Michelle Trachtenberg, like she's one of the prettiest redheads in this world, man.
Hey, that was when National Lampoon was on their game.
Yep,
Wilder. They fucking did Vacation. The first Deadpool guy.
Van Wilder.
Van Wilder. I loved the first Van Wilder.
Yeah. I like the second one, Rise of Taj, man, because he was awesome too. Harold and Kumar guy.
And of course, Animal House. I mean, National Lampoon did those. It was just, man. But Euro Trip was just, I was not expecting that movie to be like that. And it was like, man, this fucking good. I know, guys, I know that's not a horror movie. I apologize. But let's see what number 3 is, because we all love The Shining. I just don't think there was nothing scary about it.
Yeah, no, it's a psychological burn, like you said. It's more about the journey, and it's very scenic. The only really scary part is the reveal when you see that he wasn't writing anything the whole time. He was just writing the same words. So maybe just that. But no, this list is a great outline for us, just because it's a good talking points. But yeah, this doesn't represent our top 10.
Now The Conjuring. Now I can see where somebody could say, I mean, there was a lot of good spooky things that just happened out of nowhere, jump scares and all that. I mean, it was brilliant, like the blowing out the smoke when they do the clap thing. I mean, there was a lot of brilliance on this, but the scary part for me was not what made this movie for me. We all seen shows like Ghost Hunters. We all seen Ghost Adventures and all that. I love it because these are based on the 2 original ghost hunters, Ed Lorraine, Warren, and it was just them doing a ghost investigation with old school stuff, old school, microphones, big huge thing. It was just it took you back on how it was done back in the day when they did it. It was kind of like watching Ghost Adventures and all that behind from the 60s, 70s. It was very, very, very cool. And then, of course, you add in the jump scares and all that. And, of course, listen, if Warner Brothers told you there was going to be a Conjuring universe, they already knew that about the first one. They're fucking lying to you. They didn't know how big this movie was going to be. And now you got the Nun, you got all the tree spreading with the Annabelles and all that.
Yep.
They didn't know it was going to be huge, but they did it right. The scares, the investigation, the old school toys, how they did it. It was freaking awesome. And Patrick Wilson is such a great, great, awesome actor. And you guys, you know how you know he's a great actor? Because James Wan loves him. Because he uses him in the Insidious movies. And he's also using in James Wan movie Aquaman as Aquaman's brother.
Wow. Yeah, he is one of the main guys in Aquaman. My favorite Patrick Wilson movie is Bone Tomahawk. Have you seen that one with Kurt Russell when they're in the desert and a girl gets kidnapped and they got to get her back? You'd really like that one too.
Damn, I gotta.
Kurt Russell, Matthew Fox, David Arquette, Sid Haig, from the Rob Zombie movies.
Patrick Wilson. I'm looking up on IMDb.
Yeah. Bone Tomahawk has one of the most brutal death scenes ever. If anybody's ever seen it, it's the one that, the guy gets split.
Oh, yeah, he was in Midway. I forgot he was in Midway.
Have you ever visited the Midway?
No.
I have. It was very cool. And in the moment, I had a really good time. Of course, but my dad, was like, "Oh, let's check out a ship." And I was like, "A ship?" But now, of course, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, there's movies about it," And the ship was awesome. There's so much on there.
He did a voice in the Batman versus Superman movie, Dawn of Justice. He was the voice of POTUS. Huh. Or a Bone Tomahawk. He plays an Arthur in it. Bone Tomahawk. Why the fuck I do not remember this movie?
Bone Tomahawk is one of my favorite Bigfoot movies other than Exist, and it's one of my favorite scary movies. It's a Western. I left it at my grandpa's house for him to watch, and he liked it a lot. And my mom and my stepdad, they thought it was crazy. And it's awesome. I love telling old timers to watch it because it's a Western, but it has like troglodytes in it, so it's cave monsters.
I love Westerns, and Kurt Russell is so awesome in Westerns. I just don't know, where was I when this came out?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies, man. You should watch it as soon as possible. I'm not sure what streaming service is on.
And Matthew Fox, of course, he was in the TV show Lost.
Yup, and then Patrick Wilson. And Patrick Wilson and Matthew Fox are literally like perfect counterparts,
Wow.
And David Arquette's in it as well.
I don't understand. I do not have a memory at all of this movie. And these are all big actors.
Yep.
In 2015. I mean, you're only talking 6 years.
Yeah, it's still new. It starts off with a bang, man. They go on Forbidden Grounds, and the rest of the movie is they're paying for it. It's incredible.
I'm gonna have to see is this on a streaming service? Is it what does he say? Flatfoot Booger Part 2 of Friday the 13th was the most terrifying me. Flatfoot Booger, you must have been watching. You must have been watching this show, because I tell everybody that my most favorite Friday the 13th is Part 2. I tell that to everybody. I love that fucking potato sack. I love the scene with the mother's head on that table. And one of my favorite scenes is, like I said, around that campfire, telling the story of Jason. That's what campers do. That's like, I want a camera when they go to that the Bigfoot.
Flat Rock's coming. Flat Rock's my neighbor. Flat Rock, definitely bring, some recording gear and just a bunch of stuff, I hope I'm on Flat Rock's channel after this weekend, he's going to be on mine.
So come on, Flat Rock. Did you watch one of my shows? Are you trying to put a good thumbs up for me, knowing that I said the second one is my favorite? If you have done that, then man, I like you already. I like you more than ever. Oh man.
Yeah, Bone Tomahawk. Definitely watch Bone Tomahawk. But you got a few to watch. The Invitation. You still got to watch that one.
What is this? Hold on. Which one is she saying? I never heard of this one either. Taxidermia was kind of scary. Huh. Never heard of that. I'm
not sure about taxidermia. I'm trying to think which one it is. You might have to pull up the IMDb. Daniela, Eric said you message him on TikTok. You got to follow me if you haven't. Bigfoot Anonymous. Everybody should be following me. I'm trying to blast off on TikTok. I have like 12.5 thousand followers. I'm aiming for 25K. Hopefully, by the next year, the new year. But man, really hoping just big things happen.
So it's a 2006 horror movie.
Nice. Who's in it?
I got some images up. Let me pull up the image. Let's see here. Movie review, Taxidermia, 2006. I mean, it has some. Look at this picture.
Yeah, spooky body horror.
Yeah.
That's like. Oh my gosh.
Let's see here. Taxidermia. Set over 3 generations and beginning with the most criminal, sexual, frustrated, ordinarily during a war who relieves. Let's see here. Directed by Gyro. All these names, yeah. It's probably New Zealand names. Because I don't. Story by Lachos Party Nagy. Cast is Kasabak, Zinning, Gorgili, Toscanazi. Yeah. So it's definitely a foreign movie. I'll have to check it out.
It sounds cool.
Yeah. So, looking at the images, it looks a lot like Saw in a way, with all the machineries around the bodies and stuff.
Yeah. It's like Saw before Saw. Another one I remember I told you to watch was One Cut of the Dead. And that one's really cool. And I remember saying, like, don't really look too deep into it because I don't want it to get spoiled. But it's a must see, especially for filmmaker enjoyment.
Oh, there's.
And guys, I'm the lead character in a new short film coming out in Tallahassee Film Festival. So we've been filming that. It's been crazy, man. There's like an ancient cat goddess deity, and oh my gosh, my character is spelled my name is spelled Connor. I'm OR, but my character is spelled Conner. So it's a little bit different version of myself. And man, I'm crazy in that movie.
Now, is that movie scary to you? I've seen this, but I don't.
It's another one, slow burn. There's some there's jaw-dropping moments. And at the end, it does get a little heart pumping. Pretty much for the first time you watch it. When the girl's head pops off, that scene was pretty intense. But I wouldn't say scary.
Yeah.
Not terrible.
I'm just trying to remember if it was scary, but no. Okay.
It's a scary story, that's made by the same guy as Midsummer, so it's the same feeling as that.
Let's see.
Yeah, Hereditary is made by the same guy as Midsummer, and it's named Ari Aster. And those are just the kind of movies he makes.
I'm curious, what is the number one movie down there? I'm trying to think before I put it up there. I didn't look at this list. What's going to be the number one movie? I'm trying to think. What would be considered the scariest? God, I really don't know what they're going to put up here.
Did The Exorcist already pop up on the list? That's probably what they're going to put.
I bet you when we talk about The Exorcist, I bet you
I hope they put Silence of the Lambs on there. For some reason.
And you are absolutely right. 1973 Exorcist.
Yeah, they love saying that's the scariest movie.
And it was one of the questions I asked in the beginning. Like I heard a lot of things that said that it's the scariest. And I was asking you, like I said, we kind of agreed that we both never saw the theaters. You know, I saw it on VHS, and you saw it much later in life. And at the time, like you said, you already saw a lot of other kind of satanic kind of movies that kind of did this.
Yep.
Now this was probably one of my. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think I seen The Omen before I saw The Exorcist. I'm trying to think.
The Hat Man phenomenon is really blowing up in the paranormal world right now. And on the cover of, it's the Hat Man, and he's just standing there. It's a silhouette, and he's got that top hat. And that's really blowing up. And like Kyle, the Atlantean Wizard, and Alan, the Bigfoot, they're really big on like the Hat Man. So, maybe we could talk to Alan down the line, and maybe he can open up to us about the freaking Hat Man, because it's some kind of deity that's coming out of the shadows. That he's kind of like the Mothman. He shows you when bad things are happening, but he might be the one stirring it all up. And again, he's right on the cover of The Exorcist, and it's kind of crazy. So the Hat Man might have been behind it all along.
I saw someone in here talked about Hannibal, I think, and Hannibal, you could say that's psychological scare. I mean,
yeah.
There's a scene, I can't remember the sequel, when he's cutting the guy's head and using, were they eating out of his brain? I can't remember. Didn't he take a piece out of Ray Liotta, whatever his name is, brain, and eating it?
It might have been part of his brain. I'm not sure. Just any part of him, though. It might have just been like a good part of meat, a good piece of a tender piece of meat. But yeah, that's what I said too. Silence of the Lambs. So Hannibal is definitely a spooky character. Look up the movie called Antrum. Antrum. It's the deadliest movie ever. And it's really cursed. It was one of my first big TikTok videos because I have a projector, and I project it onto my white screen or my white wall right here. And I was smoking a blunt, and I was watching it, and I was like, at the beginning of the movie, there's a 30-second countdown that warns you that it may drive you to go insane. Bad things might happen. You might die. You could stop now. And I'm like smoking, and it like builds it up. It's really cool. But yeah, this movie's called Antrum. And here, yeah, there's the legal notice. If you scroll a little to the left in just a second. Yeah, right there. If you want to zoom in on that. The movie starts with, by continuing to watch this film, you agree to the producers of this film that have made you aware of the history and dangers associated with Antrum. The producers, distributors, cast, crew, unions, and theater management on all levels are released of all liability for any event that occurs of you during or after the screening of injury, but not limited to illness, injury, mortal danger, or death. If you disagree in any way with this notice, you must leave the theater now. And it starts off with talking about how the very first screening of this movie, the theater ended up burning down, and there was 40 deaths, and it's really crazy. It really sets you up that you're in for a heck of a ride. And it starts off with these two kids that their dog dies, and they want to bury it in a safe place. So it's kind of like Pet Sematary. You would like it, Eric. Good luck.
Did this just come out too?
A couple of years ago.
Oh, was it a couple of years ago?
My dude Nate recommended it to me, and man, ever since I watched it, life's been ooh. But yeah, it's really scary. And if you do psychedelics, watch it at the same time, because that will mess you up.
I must be thinking of something else, because isn't there another horror movie coming out this year? Antlers. Okay, there it is. I was thinking of Antlers.
And you see how it's kind of the same as Antlers too. This one's kind of like the Wicker Man. Antlers is the Wendigo, of course.
I must be thinking of something else, because isn't there another horror movie coming out this year? Sorry, Antlers. Okay, there it is. I was thinking of Antlers.
And you see how it's kind of the same as Antlers too. This one's kind of like the Wicker Man. Antlers is the Wendigo, of course. But yeah, there's a couple cool movies. There's another one called Climax that Gaspar Noé made. That it's about all these dancers that they're like cast away, stranded at this big gym in a snowstorm, and their Hawaiian Punch gets spiked with LSD, and they all start losing their mind. That movie really messed me up. By the same director, there's a movie called Irreversible. That during the first 30 minutes of the movie, there's actually a frequency played that makes you get a stomach ache. So if you watch it in like a controlled place with headphones on, you actually get kind of sick. It's pretty crazy. A lot of people used to leave the theaters. But his main movie that is like his baby and like pride and joy is called Enter the Void. And that is one of the scariest movies ever if you're really riding that wave. If you watch it on psychedelics, he is like a DMT dealer in Tokyo, and he ends up getting shot down, and you see what put him in that position and what happens after it. And his sister ends up getting, kidnapped and brutally assaulted from it. It's some crazy movie, and it plays car crashes in your face, and the camera work is unreal. But Enter the Void, man. It's not a horror, but it will mess with you, man. It's one of the scariest movies ever.
I wish I have a week where there's nothing to do, just to catch up on all these. And man, I wish somehow YouTube allow us to do like a marathon, a horror movie marathon. I know the studios won't because they want all the monies and stuff. And wouldn't it be fun to do like a Mystery 3000 right here?
That would be cool.
Get a couple people and just sit there and watch these horror movies and make comments.
There's got to be some kind of app that, would let us do that. That'd be cool. I know Walking Legend always talks about some kind of other websites that people are using, instead of YouTube, because YouTube's been cramping our freedoms as of late.
Oh yeah, they've said they've closed down over a million accounts in this 1 month.
Wow.
Yeah, over 1 million.
Thank God I'm still up there then. My account's been jumping up, but I hustle, man. Every morning I always post my videos on little paranormal groups on Facebook. I argue with people.
And I'll if anybody doesn't want your channel taken down, there is one subject you really don't want to talk about within the next 2 weeks. Is that one day that happened on September something, a 20-year anniversary that happened 20 years ago. And if anybody talks bad about that, that one topic will get your channel taken down so damn fast.
Wow.
You guys know what I'm talking about, right? September, how about this? September 1/1.
United 93 flew over my school that day. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. That subject will get your channel taken down so damn fast. You got to be careful.
Notice how your phone starts going off after that?
I know, it is going off. It's like, oh.
Guys, I'm soon going to do a video in Walmart about Zillafoot. Once I see a physical copy, I'm going to go up to people and I'm going to be like, hey, are you going to buy Zillafoot, my movie? And like, a lot of people are probably going to say no. I think it's going to be great content. And guys, enjoy this cover while you got it. This is the rare cover. This means you got it online. There's a whole new cover for the Walmart exclusive. So
Amazon, you can buy it on Amazon too.
Amazon, FYE, it is everywhere. It's going to be at every store that carries movies. It'll probably end up in the dollar store at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to buy a bunch of them. Well, but guys, also please check out my stories on Amazon. Eerie Swamps, Road Trip to Eden, Monsters and Mysteries Around the Corner, and Big Brother Bigfoot. I'm waiting on my physical copies for Panhandle Pirates, my newest book that just came out. But I'm going to bring a whole stack to the Manimal Research, Old Bear's Den, and Squatching Cowboy Campout. These ones are for Flat Rock Booger, but other people are going to get them too. I know BF Bud is going to pick up 3 of them, but I'm really excited to spread the word and just bring some youthful, crazy attitude there. I know we're going to have the youngest group because I just turned 29 on Saturday. It was awesome. And then Tristan is, I think, 20 or 19, and then his brother is 21. So we're all pretty young lads. And then Flat Rock Booger's pretty young lad too. He's about your age, I'd say. And I know a couple of the people in the group are going to be way up there. So they're going to be just chilling around the fire. So I hope I can get some crazy stories up in the mountains that I can bring back to home base. And it's going to be very cool.
Oh, it's going to be cool. And then beyond that, guys, I am doing a show tomorrow on the Gypsy Road channel. Have not got the link up yet. I gotta get a link up tonight. It's going to be about the Yeti. There's a story that Yetis come from the snowman creatures, which a lot of people are like, what? Snowman creature? That's what I've heard. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to find out, is this a folklore story or what? This is kind of a research kind of a show, I guess you could say, because I think the Yeti is just another breed of a Bigfoot, but some people say they spawn off somehow ice creatures.
I'm pretty excited. The Abominable Snowman.
Yeah.
Someone's been watching a couple Star Wars movies.
So beyond that, guys, I guess I got a call because the dog's going crazy upstairs. So I got to basically, I guess the dog's got to go bathroom. I got to take the dog out. So, so beyond that, I want to thank Connor. I want to thank you guys in chat. Nice little crowd for 11 o'clock at night for me, 2 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning for Connor. And now people in the foreign country, this is morning for you guys. So that's still cool that you guys are here. So beyond that, guys, I'm going to end the show. I want to thank every single one of you for being here. And that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.